Hello, this is Anke for Golden Camera. I have with me today Andy and Barbara Muschietti. Have you ever been part of a losers club in your life?
I can speak for myself when I say I was, you know, especially in those years where you make the transition, basically, and it's very specific when you go from elementary school to high school. Mm-hmm. So you're like 12, 13, and suddenly you're thrown into a den of wolves, which are like, you know, older guys, older kids that are like very mean. So yeah, I was a victim of bullying. I had my share of that, and that's one of the things from it that I felt very identified with.
Me too. I was the tallest person in elementary school, including the teachers, when I was 12. So that makes you odd, and one way or the other, we're all losers, at some point of our lives, and this movie, I think, reflects, the importance of finding your family amongst the losers. That's where you can find your strength.
What were the monsters that were under your beds when you were kids or in your closets? What spooked you?
Well, most of them came from watching horror movies at a very tender age. We started at 6 or 7. Our parents exposed us to horror movies, and that generated like a good, amount of monsters in my mind. I was pretty insomniac when I was a kid. At the same time, I was very hooked to it.
It prepared you for life, I guess.
Well, it definitely triggered something, and it's not an accident that I'm doing horror movies now, because it's a fix that you're always looking for.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
A natural movement. Whenever I would see anything that would move unnaturally, it would terrified me. And it could be, an object or an animal or a person that looked fine, but if their movements were unnatural, it would just scare me to smithereens. And it's actually something that Andy recreates in horror very well. So I guess it scares him too.
Yeah. For me, it's cockroaches and cockroaches and ghosts. Equally terrifying.
I don't blame you.
One of them I see more than the other.
Ghosts.
I guess the ghost, yes.
Yeah.